They share their lives on YouTube, and now even more. It's Marconi and Sierra, the Me Plus Cake podcast.
Hello and welcome. My name is Marconi along with my girlfriend Sierra Cake.
Hello.
That is how we came along with the name Me Plus Cake, because I have done podcasts and radio before and she hasn't, so from my perspective I think it's a pretty good name for a podcast.
And who doesn't love cake?
Right, well, if you're gluten-free,
There's gluten-free cakes.
I know. I think people just go a little bit too nuts with the word gluten.
I like how water bottles and like lemonade is like gluten-free.
Craisins are not gluten-free.
Oh God,
Things
I
that
never knew.
Yeah, but he's gluten-free bananas. Oh,
sweet.
So calm down. I think people with gluten-free, it's such a nice way of saying, basically, I poo weeks after I eat wheat.
Ew. My dad is always like, gluten is like, seriously, like the ingredient of death. I don't know where he got that fact from, but
is he gluten intolerant?
No, but I think he tries to be. No, maybe he doesn't. But he saw a TV show or he read somewhere that gluten's really bad for you.
I also hate when packaging changes and they say, new look, same great taste. Like when...
Why would the packaging change the taste?
If nobody gives a crap about your dumb packaging, why don't you just invest all the energy that you're putting into designing a new package? Maybe add a little bit something better to the taste.
Yeah, a little dash of gluten.
Yeah, man. A little glob of gluten. It has to be a glob, right?
A glob of gluten?
A gluten glob. A gluten glob in every bite.
Ew. Sick. Yum, toxins.
Yeah, I don't know. But, by the way, craisins are delicious. I didn't mean to offend anyone by saying craisins are gluten-free. They've always been gluten-free. And do you remember, like, when we used to eat raisins like a bunch of idiots before craisins came along?
I never liked raisins. I remember one time I was in elementary school and my mom had packed me raisins and I hated raisins. And so I had them in my hand and I dropped them as I was like walking across the field to go home. And this stupid woman, a mother, like ran up to me. She's like, little girl, you dropped your box of raisins. And I was like, sorry. So I was so annoyed. I was just trying to get rid of them.
My grandmother always was concerned with BMs. And would always ask me, did you have a BM today?
What's a BM?
A bowel movement?
Oh,
You've never heard it referred to medically as a BM?
No, never.
Oh, I guess in Canada they don't teach that. Sierra's from Canada, by the way, if you're just joining us for the first time. My grandma always with prunes and cranberry juice and it's not that it was bad, but just like a kid doesn't want to eat prunes. Gross.
Ew, sick.
Yeah, so thank God for craisins. I love you. And they are gluten-free. By the way, if you hadn't noticed, Sierra has probably already, by the time this is posted, maybe posted a few Instagram pictures of her new hairdo.
No, it won't be for a couple days, so you gotta stay tuned because...
Why? Why do we have to wait so long?
Because it's too dark right now, and I feel like next time I shower, it'll be the perfect color.
Your hair is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I might be biased and everything, but you gotta make sure. Here's another thing, too. You gotta, and some women that do this, and you should stop it. Don't sneak a thing in on your guy. Like, don't just go to the hair salon and not tell him. And make sure you remind him a lot that you've gone to the hair salon, because you know as well as he knows that the reaction that he gives you when you come home is very important. It's a huge thing for a woman to get a good reaction from her significant other. And if you don't warn the guy, he may not even notice, because guys are dumb. Like, Pringles could come up with new packaging, and a guy might be like, oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, they changed it 6 years ago. Whoa, really? So guys don't notice a lot of detail all the time. Not every guy is the same, but I'm saying as a majority, most guys don't notice. So make sure you say, hey, I'm going to get my hair cut on Tuesday. Hey, I'm getting my hair cut today at 5. Hey, I'll see you after you get off work because I'm going in to get my hair cut. And then maybe like tweet about it a little bit, you know what I mean? Just because your man pays attention a little bit enough to know what you're doing. And then when you come home and say, hey, I'm coming home from the hair salon, don't spring it on him like he's supposed to notice, and if he doesn't, like he's in the doghouse. You can't do that. That's a bad thing. Yeah, and because you can't never set up a guy to fail because he will always disappoint you. That's what I'm saying.
I don't really care. Like,
yeah, but if I didn't say anything about your hair,
well,
I would be a little bit bummed out.
But I'm always like, oh, like if I get something new done or if I change something, I always point it out. I always go, do you like this?
Yeah, and I always did.
I know I don't always expect you to find something different about me. That's weird. That's just
but women do that. They do.
Yeah,
they put guys everything a woman says in most situations is a test.
Yeah, it is, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
No wonder you guys get so irritated.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm with Sierra. No, but your hair looked really good when you came home. To explain like what you wanted to get done and then what you actually got done.
Well, I have black hair and it's not natural. I've been dyeing my hair black for about 5 years.
This is the opposite of most humans in the world. Everyone else is blonde and has dark hair. You actually have pure blonde hair, like almost white as snow,
yes.
And you dye it black.
I do. I had blonde hair for my entire life, and when I dyed it black, everybody was like, no, don't do it. You're going to look gross, because I'm a pretty pale individual. I don't like to go tanning or anything. And one day I just did it, and every single person in my life, except for my grandfather and my dad, love and much prefer my hair dark rather than blonde.
I love it because it's gluten-free.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay, so I've had black hair for a really long time, and if you box dye your hair black, especially black, you can do dark browns or anything, but black is the hardest color to bleach or get out of your hair. So I have tried a couple home projects where I tried to bleach and dye my hair on my own, and I'm still recovering. I've still got short little nublets of hair that are growing in, tufts of hair everywhere.
Just mark this place right here in the podcast where Sierra actually used the word nublets in a sentence.
I don't even know if it's a real word.
I really think that we should make that into a T-shirt or some kind of a banner, and God. Every podcast should have. Did they say nublets in this one?
Oh, stop!
What about this episode? Nope. Oh, okay.
So,
it'll be a hidden Easter egg in one of our next podcasts. Just stay tuned. When will we say nublet next?
I'm never saying it again.
No, please, don't ever stop.
So
you tell us more about the nublets. They're little short,
yes.
little
So okay,
hairs.
so I learned my lesson by home experimenting and burnt a bunch of my hair off, and now it's finally grown back to a decent length. It's not as long as it used to be before I ruined it, but so I decided to go to the salon because it's much cheaper here than it is in Canada. So I paid $140 for a 3.5 hour process that's including bleaching and dyeing. And
did they dye the nublets?
Styling. Yes, they did. No, they did actually. There is one. I checked it, and it's got a little bit of color in there. But in Canada, where you would go to get this kind of similar, because I had the same thing done a couple years ago before I ruined my hair, and
they don't do nublets there, right?
No,
they're against it.
Exactly, and that was about $250. So, needless to say, I was excited. So I decided to finally let my hair grow out a little bit and get it done professionally. But what I wanted was soft, pastel lavender tips. But because my hair is so...
Tips or nublets? What's the difference?
Nublets is the broken bits.
Oh.
The tips of my hair is my actual hair. Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
I'm stroking a nublet right now.
This is a family podcast.
So, but as we were bleaching my hair, I had bleach in the tips of my hair for almost 2 hours, and finally the stylist was like, I can't get it as blonde as it needs to be. It needed to be a level 10, and I was only at a level 7, so I couldn't get the soft lavender color that I really, really wanted, and I was really disappointed because I haven't dyed the tips of my hair in almost a year to prep for this moment that I've been waiting for. So I ended up getting it a dark purple to dark blue ombre, and once it fades out, it'll probably fade to the color that I wanted it to.
This is your moment. The ceiling can't hold us. Was that playing in your head when you're getting it done?
No, because I was a little bit... I wasn't disappointed, I would say. I was glad that he was honest with me and he didn't, ruin my hair.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out.
Yeah. just because the new look doesn't have the same great taste doesn't mean that it's bad.
At least it's gluten-free.
Yeah, you look delicious.
The Me Plus Cake Podcast.
Also, this is the last week here in my bachelor pad.
Yes.
In the robot bed.
Yes.
We'll be moving the robot bed in its entirety and everything else, the contents of my apartment,
And mine.
together into one
Big mess.
place of living. I got really excited because Sierra Cake, and this is like maybe TMI, Sierra Cake we're splitting everything down the middle, and for the rent, she gives me a check every month. I've never had that in my entire life. I've always been the one that's like, gives someone else a check, and I write them a check. And you wrote me a check tonight for next month's rent, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna party. No, really, seriously though. I have like the cool app on my bank, and I can scan it, and it goes zip right into my account. I'm like, I like getting checks from people. Who else wants to give me a check tonight? This is the best thing ever. Did you see me do the little check dance?
No, I didn't.
Is that too much over celebratory? I don't know.
Maybe because it's not extra money for you. It's just going to rent.
No, it is extra money for me. Because then I don't have to pay the full rent. I pay half now.
True.
So, see, that's where I get
Well, we
excited.
just thought it would be easiest because my bank business is all Canadian and his is all American.
Right.
So doing wire transfers costs at least $30 from my experience, and we didn't want to wait like weeks in order for anything to process. So
Nobody wants to wait.
So I figured I would just write him a check, and it ended up working out.
Yeah, and I was doing the check dance, and I scanned the check, and I'm like, woo, woo. And I said, I've gotten checks from, jobs before, but nobody ever writes me like, hey, here's some money because this is my part of the rent. I've always paid the rent, so.
Sharesies.
That's why another reason you're the best girlfriend ever. Your hair looks hot, you're gluten-free. I mean, come on. What else could I ask for?
This is all true.
So yes, we'll be moving to a new place, and so I guess by the next podcast, maybe not the next podcast, because we might do a podcast in advance, because we're actually moving next
we'll be
week.
in there the Tuesday night.
We might be, yeah, but if we have internet, then yeah, I guess I could.
Well, yeah, we better have internet. I called them.
It's a whole process. Everybody knows when they move. It's like, why isn't internet like upgraded in the world? Like, it seems such a difficult thing for between cable and internet and all that kind of stuff.
Telephone, like who still uses a home phone?
Why can't we just have like an account that travels with us wherever we go instead of having to switch locations from house to house to place to place? Why can't
plan?
Why can't I just have a Wi-Fi signal just that hovers around me?
I don't know.
I want that.
I want that too.
All right, well, let's work. I mean, I know you can go to like cell phone companies and they'll give you like that little nublet that you carry around, and it's like a, Wi-Fi.
Hotspot or whatever?
Yeah, but I want a permanent hotspot. I want a chip inside of me that just says Wi-Fi at all times.
God, that'll probably happen one day.
It's going to happen. Right? Would you be mad at me if I had that? You'd love me more, probably.
Why would I be mad about that?
Right, exactly.
It's just a little bit frightening to think about.
No, it's not. It's perfect. So wherever you're listening, if you're getting free Wi-Fi. Oh, but the reason I brought up moving again is because you are so into Halloween, and Halloween is almost here in about a little over a month. And it's more about like just everything, but it's decorating. You love decorating Halloween as much as some people love decorating for Christmas.
Oh, just wait till Christmas comes. Like, I'm not even in that bracket yet. But yes, I love Halloween. I don't even know where my obsession started. I've always participated in Halloween, but I was never super into it, and probably
She was locked in a closet as a girl.
until the past maybe like 2 or 3 years. But I just finished downloading a bunch of Halloween movies that I've never seen. My favorite.
And you've even kind of helped me decide. I mean, guys, when you have a girlfriend who's pretty creative and you just kind of go along with, she says, you're going to be a shark for Halloween. You just go, fine, whatever. But I shouldn't tell people what I'm going to be?
No, but you need to be more excited than fine.
I am really excited. What do you mean?
You better be.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be a shark for Halloween, and you're going to do the makeup?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And what else? What do I need to do? Just show up and you'll just paint me?
Exactly.
That's the best costume ever.
I know.
Your girlfriend, like, just eyeballing you, putting paint on your face for day. I'll put it on Instagram probably, and we'll put it on the Me Plus Cake blog or whatever.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see all the excitement. And you want to wait to reveal what you're going to be, or do you want to tell people?
No, I'm going to be an octopus.
Sexy!
I can't wait.
Yeah. So, whew. All right. So that'll be fun. No, but I've seen a lot of your costumes from years gone by, and you're always like super creative and hot. So.
I was a silver unicorn last year, and I got so many compliments from
I bet you did.
so many different
Dudes.
people, and actually more girls than guys.
Was your costume gluten free?
Yes.
Oh, well, good, delicious. I was talking to Sierra about this, and I don't really want to make this podcast like learn a lesson from every podcast, but, you're put on earth for certain purposes, and sometimes I think when you have like a thought or an idea that might help someone else, maybe you share it, and maybe it does help somebody. I'm not Dr. Phil or some D-bag from TV, but we all go through a lot of the same things in life, and we're always together, like in the car. And I notice, like, when we drive around, everyone drives us crazy. And, I don't really think I'm, like, angry to the point where I'm like, I would jump out the car or anything like that. I don't have that kind of rage. But I have a rage and a disdain for people who either drive like jerks, don't use their turn signal, or just general debaggery. Mm-hmm. I don't like the guys that purposely trick out their car to be loud. I hate that.
We have one in the neighborhood that's just so obnoxious.
And everybody, I think most normal people, especially probably people that listen to us, probably feel the same way about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's nothing you can do. And the thing is the only thing you can do, and I've always learned this about everything, is you can't change the way people are going to act, because there's always going to be D-bags. There's always going to be jerks and people that drive big trucks and are obnoxious with their driving and they don't use the turning signals and stuff. The only thing you can do is change the way you react to it.
Yep.
And, I mean, in any instance, like even, at home when something bugs you or drives you crazy, it's the way you react to it that can change, because you have control of yourself. And that's all you can ever do. I mean, Sierra and I might even get into a fight once in a while, and I realize afterwards, I'm like, you could react completely different. Because, honestly, Sierra's like one of the coolest people, and I'm not just saying that because she's here. You're pretty easygoing.
Thank you.
I mean, I think you have like certain things that you like and you're particular about, but for the most part, you're pretty easy. And I mean, as far as your personality. It's a family podcast. What are you doing?
You said it.
I didn't say anything. How dare you? If you laugh at life more and you just have more fun and just make a joke of everything, it makes things so much more fun instead of getting mad. Because what am I going to do if a guy is speeding around? I mean, it upsets me because he could easily hit us or hurt someone, but there's nothing I can control over that. Like, me getting mad or honking at the guy or getting mad, you flip a guy off because he cuts you off in traffic or something. How is that going to make the situation better? It may make you temporarily feel better, but then afterwards you kind of feel like, why did I do that? Like, why do I let myself get so enraged on something I have no control over?
My horn has never been used more.
The one I drive your car?
Yes. And it's...
But in Canada, do they even use the horn? I don't even think it's illegal there.
Yeah, but it's just, every time you use it, I'm like, we're representing Canada!
Because she still has BC plates.
Oh, and I die every time.
Oh, well, yeah. But, sometimes it gets the better of me, and I just think, like, you have to just let it go and let it roll. Because if you let little things like that will build up on you and then consume every part of your existence, and it'll trickle down to your relationships, to the way you treat other people, And it's no good. I mean, what good does that do me? Like, if I get frustrated over somebody's driving, it doesn't help me out in the rest of my day.
No, it's just better to choose happiness always.
Yeah, and I know that does sound cheesy, but choosing it, you always have the option to choose happiness. When you get up in the morning and you hate you're going to your job, and you make money that you wish you made tons more, and you got all kinds of bills and credit cards to pay off or whatever it is, it's easy to just accept that nothing's going to be good about it, and you just be upset and mad. But you know what? If you rise above it and just be like, screw it, I choose happiness. I'm going to have fun today, regardless of this situation, because I can't do anything except for just go to my job and pay these bills. So why not have a good time?
If you can fix something or change something in your life, then fix it to make yourself happier. And things that you can't control, you need to let go.
Just let it go. Whoa. Oh, did I just launch into a We the Kings song? Just keep breathing, breathing, breathing.
When heaven seems so far away, and dreams are just a memory. Without the dark, the light won't show. Remember that you're not alone. When you watch the world just turn away and break the promises it made. When love is all too hard to hold, just take a breath and let it go. Whoa.
And also, I wanted to say that Charles Trippy, if you watch CTFXC vlogs, is just gone into, I think by the time this is posted, will have gone into surgery, brain surgery, for the second time. And if you are a fan of CTFXC, you know that Charles has had a few seizures, and he went in and had what he calls a brain slug removed. And I guess they thought there was a part of it that was malignant, and they left it in there because, when you're dealing with brains, you don't just pull everything out. You just kind of go, oh, well, we could probably just leave this part in because it's okay, not doing anything. So apparently they think that he's been having seizures because of this thing that they left in there. So then they had to go back in, and it's been really kind of traumatic because if you watch their vlogs, it's a daily, diary of their lives, and you see Allie too many times following an ambulance to the hospital. It's his wife, Allie, and it's we just wish them well, and we hope that everything goes well with the surgery, and it's probably already happened by now, but all the things after it, are important too. So we just wish Charles and Allie all the best, and everyone in his family, and everyone that's CTFXC.
Good luck, Charles.
Kick that brain slug's ass.
Yeah.
Just keep breathing, breathing, breathing.
I feel like I've been talking for way too much on this podcast.
You're a little chatty this evening. You're passionate.
Passion. That's right, the passion.
I wish you had this much passion about Halloween.
I do have it.
Just kidding.
I don't think it's fair for me to match your passion for Halloween because that's your thing.
Well, Christmas it is then.
I love Christmas too, but I think you're probably still going to beat me there too. I mean, you just can't win, can I?
No, never.
We saw a great movie last week, and Friday the 13th we saw Insidious 2.
Bum, bum, bum.
Insidious 2.
In theaters.
And I saw the first one the night before, because I said I should probably see this.
And I'm glad that we did, because this whole time when I've been excited for Insidious 2, the entire freaking time I thought it was this chapter 2 to the movie Sinister. And I actually saw Insidious, the first one, a couple of years ago, and I didn't really like it. I thought it was cheesy and kind of lame, but I'm so happy that we looked it up for you to watch, because I was like, oh my god, this whole time I thought it was for a completely different movie. But I really, really liked Insidious 2. I thought it was way better than the first one.
Yeah, it was so great to have seen it the night before and then to see the second part because it was just like watching another television episode.
It was such a well-written horror movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I have seen probably every single horror movie there is, minus like space or alien movies, because I don't like those ones. But name a horror movie, and I've probably seen it. And, you know, whether it's like big screen horror movies or like little lesser known ones, I'm a huge fan. And I am usually, like, 90% of the time, I'm disappointed with horror movies that I see. But the last two that we've seen in theaters were really good. The Conjuring and Insidious 2. They were both really, really, really good horror movies.
Well, and I liked that Insidious 2 picked up from the previous movie and did so many things and showed you so many different angles.
Intertwined into the first one. It was really cool.
Yeah, and I was wondering, did you think they shot this movie when they shot the first one too?
They must have, because all that editing and
Yeah.
like coming up with the idea of
They
certain
had-
things put together, they had to have had the second story ready to go.
And and I won't give anything away, but I will say if you haven't seen Insidious, you should check it out on iTunes or whatever and go see the second one. But basically, the kid can like slip into a dream and go into this different world of the non-living.
Yes.
And it's kind of a cool little thing, and it turns to find out a whole thing about
His father and
yeah,
everything, yeah.
and it's a great, because it could be really cheesy, and the first one, you're right, it was a little bit like on sort of in a maybe if I say Beetlejuice, people will be like, oh, that sounds good, but I don't think it was meant to be any kind of homage to Beetlejuice.
No, I thought the first one wasn't very good, but this one I thought was really well done, and the ending was perfect.
Yeah, and it leads you to believe there's going to be Insidious 3. All I'm saying is there's probably going to be a third one.
Well, I hope so, because it would probably be good as well.
Yeah, so yeah, we definitely say go see Insidious 2.
We give it 4.5 cupcakes out of 5.
There you go. Sierra Cake's endorsement for Insidious 2. In theaters now. Rated R.
The Me Plus Cake Podcast.
And then in the world of entertainment, if you haven't seen or aren't watching Breaking Bad, I really don't know what's wrong with you. A lot of people are just, they're cramming watching tons of episodes because now it's like, down to the wire. And you know how it is with the end of a series? You kind of want to see the end of the series while people are watching it.
Yes.
It's okay to like catch up late on a series nowadays. A lot of people do that. But when it's the finale of a series, you kind of want to be caught up and like be watching it with everyone as it goes.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Breaking Bad, because spoilers will happen and people will say stuff. Breaking Bad is so good. I will tell you in this episode, the best part is Junior finally made his own breakfast.
I don't even know if you had breakfast.
Pancakes, delicious.
Delicious.
Canadian maple syrup, I do believe.
Remember that time we went to the store and it was Canadian maple syrup, but it was made in California?
Yes.
Blasphemy. How dare they?
But this episode, so many things happened.
Oh my god. I was stressed out literally from minute
I know,
one.
my heart was beating like...
Me too. I don't know if I can finish the series. I might have gone to cardiac arrest.
I thought season 4 was insane.
No, this is like Trump's every...
Right. But season 4...
Walter White is the most badass character on TV ever created, I'm pretty sure. Dexter is very close, but Walter White
Really?
is like...
Because a guy that I worked with, he had never seen Breaking Bad and just recently got caught up on it, and he was talking about it on Twitter. He said, I believe, but it's so much better than even Sopranos.
I've never seen Sopranos, so I can't compare, but...
I think, yeah, you'll like Sopranos, but this show, I think Breaking Bad, it's like so incredible of a show compared to like anything that's ever been on television.
Honestly, I have always preferred Dexter to Breaking Bad, but this season of Breaking Bad is so good.
It's crazy.
It's worth every other season watching.
Yeah. So yeah, just go on Netflix and update yourself on all the seasons of Breaking Bad because
And then
wow.
have your mind literally blown out of your head.
Like if you can make it past season 4 and just without, oh my God. Because season 4 is probably one of the best seasons of the series. But this season, wow.
And comparing to Dexter again, I think it was season 3 with the Trinity Killer
Oh
in
yeah.
Dexter.
Yeah.
And that's when, at the end of that season, it was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That season of Dexter is like the season of Breaking Bad for me.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
A lot of craziness happened.
And there's only 2 episodes left.
I mean, do you think Walter White had any thought in his head that all these trickled things would come down and as a result of his choices?
Well, it's consequences when you start cooking meth.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Like, whenever somebody says anything like, "Oh, let's cook," I always think like they're talking about getting like Walter White and
It's
Jesse.
time to cook.
It's time to cook, bitch.
Series finale, bitch.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week.
Hey, everybody.
Join us again next week. No, seriously, thank you for listening to our podcast. We do appreciate it. Make sure and follow us on Twitter at MePlusCake, or like us on Facebook, also MePlusCake, or find our blog,
Wait, let me guess. Me plus cake.
MePlusCake.com.
Oh
Right.
my god.
And you know what? If you have any questions, comments, or whatever, or just want to, send us a note about what you think about the podcast, mepluscake@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Until next time, Sierra Cake and I are saying... Wait, we said last time we were going to do this.
I could never think of something.
Because I always put you on the spot.
I was
But
trying
don't
to
you
think of
all
a
week of like what you're going to say?
I was trying to think of a Breaking Bad reference, but cake, bitch.
Yeah.
Yay.
Gluten-free cake, bitch.
Gluten-free, bitch.
That doesn't sound tough at all.
Okay. We tried.
The Me Plus Cake Podcast.